Page 73, Kum Ba Yah. A well-known piece in a lot of method books in one variation or one arrangement or another. It gives us more practice at our dotted quarter note, eighth note rhythm things. So let's look it over. 3 lines long with a repeat sign. So it could be, who knows how many lines long. I'll come back to that. Treble and bass clef. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We're still in the key of C major. Make sure you go do the C major scale 2 octaves up and down. Okay. 4/4 time, and the first measure only has 2 counts in it. So it's a pickup measure. If you look at the end, the last measure's got 2 counts. So beats 1 and 2 are at the bottom, and 3 and 4 at the top. 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. Let's check our fingering and notes here. Again, right hand. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. Then I want you to come up here. Let's adjust this a little bit. I have repeated notes in the first full measure. Well, I'm going to need the 5th finger here. So what I want to do is put the 4th finger on the G. So what I can do is go ahead and put 4th finger. It's repeated. I'll change position here, here. 1 and 2 and 3. And I can change any time. I hear it doesn't matter. It's just, it was easier to change it on a longer note. 1 and 2. This way the 5th finger's there. And then use 4th finger here again. And do that throughout. When you get that A on there, do the 4th, do that. Rhythm-wise in the first full measure, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And by now, hopefully you're getting a grasp of dotted rhythms. Let's go down to measure 8. Now again, we're going to be here, and we use 4 on the half notes. Here, and then you go 3, 2, 1. So I'm sort of in this position here, rather than here, because I need this here. So it's, again, measure 8 here, and then use 3 on the half note, and then 2, 1. Now you can come down here on that. Left hand, well, C chord, we're not using the bottom note. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Just lift up and move. Then 2 beats of rest to come back up. Then just reach down and you can reach down and move. And 2 beats of rest to come back up. Okay. Last line. Measure 8, you're here. Then you come down here. Then you come back up, but now you got an A, so you got to come up a little bit. You got hands spread out a little bit into here. And now they want you to do the thumb again. I would prefer to use 2nd finger here. There's nothing wrong with using thumb. It's just we've been doing this in the right hand, and I can do it. I can do it in the left hand too. Just 2. Now 5, 7. That's just how I would suggest to try it out. And when you've sort of got an idea what the hands are doing, we put them together and see what happens. You're here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Get the idea? You put the hands together. Then go back through it however many times and get rid of the hesitations and focus on those hard parts. And get rid of the hesitations. And the thing about hesitations is once you think you got them worked out, you'll find later on or the next day or whenever they come back. You got to work them out again. Just be persistent. If they come back, work them out. Don't let them stay. Always work them out. Get rid of them. And articulation, well, they're giving you phrase. You can follow their phrasing if you want. Lift up. Lift up. That's fine. In the left hand, you connect it as best you can. You can't, but you do the best you can. The phrasing is for the right hand. And in case you're curious, if you notice, some people will notice and other people will never even notice them. But at measure 5, for instance, they put a slur with the left hand. Here. And at measure 10, a slur with the left hand. They didn't give you slurs anywhere else. The idea here is if they don't give you any, you get a choice of how you want to interpret it. But if they give you a slur, now you got to connect them. They're telling you connect these notes. And same thing at the bottom. Connect them. Now, as part of interpreting it, you may adjust your phrasing or slurs. Because if I read the words, I see the commas, I can, most of the time I can lift up between them. It's here. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. But that's interpretation. So if you don't feel a lift, I don't like short phrases because I think that's choppy. And I want it to, so I might connect all the way to the end of the line. And then lift up. Connect. You see these aren't phrase marking, these curved lines in here, these are slurs. And you don't always lift up before and after a slur. You have to judge it. Does it make sense? Does it make musical sense to lift up or not? Now that's interpretation. You'll have to decide, or your teacher will decide for you, and that's fine too. Once you have the articulation and the phrasing and whatnot down, then we try the dynamics. And that goes to the melody, which is the right hand. MP, mezzo, piano, or moderately soft. The left hand needs to be soft. They don't need that P in measure 3. You see the little P there? They don't need that. Scrabble that out. They're indicating the left hand should be soft. I've already told you that. The dynamic goes to the melody, and that's the MP. So just play that soft anyway. You don't need that. Same thing in measure 7, where they give you a P, telling you to play the left hand soft. You don't need that. You can cross out that P. You're already soft. It's the MP goes to the right hand, the melody. Same thing in measure 9. Get rid of the P. You don't need it. Now at the end, you can do that P, although I think it should be PP, very soft. Yeah. Of course, when you get into it, you know, these dynamics, you have to feel them, so it's a range, you know, do what you want, pretty much. You're in the area of moderately soft. Speed, this is a slow piece. Somewhere in there. Now, let's talk a little bit about this repeat sign at the bottom. The piece is repeated, and normally you'd repeat a piece once and you're done. But when there's words to it, then you'll repeat it however many times for the words you need. So at the bottom of the page, you see the words at the bottom. There are 6 verses given in this arrangement. You can make up your own. The point is you'll just keep repeating it for each verse you're going to do. So you could end up playing this 6 times. That's the point. Now in the play with me, I'm going to repeat it once. That's it. I'm not doing all the verses. I'm not singing. So I'll just repeat it one time. That's it. But if you were singing, if people are singing along, you'd just keep repeating it. Now they've added pedal. And that would be nice because here we can't connect the repeated notes. Like to, we need pedal for that. We'd also like to color the notes because this is slow. People have time to hear the notes when it's slow. So if we could add overtones, a little bit of color to it, it helps. So we do it for that. But we don't want to pedal everything because that would just mush it up. It blurs it up. Ugh. It's going to be overlapping pedal, legato pedal, and you see the change pedal indications. They're changing the pedal with the harmony. But I have some suggestions on pedal. I usually do, because I don't agree with their pedaling. I usually don't. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to push the pedal down right after the notes at the beginning. Here, here. Hold it down. I'm going to change the pedal after I play the notes so it overlaps them. But at the end of the line, I'm going to lift the pedal up with the right hand. I want to hear the rest in the left hand, and I don't pedal. I don't pedal that. I didn't pedal it at the beginning. You had those notes. I didn't pedal that. I'm not going to pedal it anywhere else, if I can help it. So at the last measure of the first line, we're here. Lift the pedal up with the hands. And don't pedal that. Now pedal. And then measure 5, lift the pedal after you play the notes. Lift it push it down here, and again, lift the pedal up. See, now they're telling you to lift the pedal up. Well, I want you to do the last phrase of the first line this way. The pedal up, lift up. And we lift it up with the hands so we hear the silence. So it's like here. And then I measure 9, lift the pedal up again. And you don't need to pedal this. We like a little contrast. And this is plain, no overtones on this. That's contrast. Until the end. Then we can pedal that. And really the reason for pedaling it at the end is more to, we want all these notes, and I can't because I gotta leave the left, I gotta move it. So the only way to keep all these notes is with the pedal. Now if you repeat, lift the pedal up with the hands, so there's a little silence, like taking a breath before you go on. Like so, and that's the pedal. You have to listen very carefully to the effect the pedal is having to the sound. Again, learn it without pedal first, so we know what it sounds like and what the fingers are doing. And then we add the pedal and see, do I like that sound or not? And if you don't, adjust it. You get into it, just start feeling it. You can adjust the dynamics if you feel it. It's like here. I put a little swell in that because I felt it. And then come back to come down. So I feel these dynamics. It's the whole idea of music is to feel the music and then play it as you feel it. And don't forget the natural accents. Go to here, the first beat. Otherwise, the listener will think the first note you played is the first beat of a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it isn't. It's got to go. Ba, da, da, ba, da, da, ba, da, da. Now, I'm exaggerating it. The point is, feel the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. If it's important. Let's play this together very slowly. It's slow anyway. And check the notes and the rhythm. So I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to pedal it like I suggested. I'll give us 2 counts because we come in on beat 3. So I'm going to go ready, go. And then we go. And I'm only going to repeat once. So we're going to play it twice. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,